Hello. This
Come on
is
in.
the amazing Mark Ordesky, everybody.
The producer of the Lord of the
Here's
Rings
what's
trilogy.
happening.
Okay.
We are in a YouTube chat room,
All right.
and you have a ton of fans
Oh my God, there's the stream.
about to ask you a ton of questions.
Okay.
We're a little ahead in time, just giving you a heads up. We're a little
Okay.
in the future.
All right.
So until they start asking, how have you been?
I've been well. It's been a fantastic night.
Yeah. Really put on well by the One Ring and
Yeah.
sponsored by Warner Brothers. It's been amazing. So many years have gone by.
I know.
Hello, Mark.
Hello, Mark.
Hi, Mark.
Hello.
Hey, guys.
Is the camera there?
Yes.
All right, fantastic.
So if you guys have any questions for Mark, just start chatting it up, and we will start asking them, and he can answer your questions, which is awesome. This is a really fun opportunity for you guys. Let's
Yes,
do
and
it.
I can talk better than I can type on Twitter, so this is going to be
With
a lot
140
easier.
characters?
Yeah, I know, it's challenging.
Most frustrating thing ever.
First question. All right, here's Aaron. Aaron says, Mark, which Lord of the Rings character is your favorite?
Wow.
Dun dun dun.
It's probably Frodo. Although only because I always have related to people who have taken on like challenging, quests that are not easy to accomplish, and that's always been really relatable to me.
Good question. I mean,
I'm
yeah.
also Frodo-sized, so it's kind of appropriate. We're all Frodo-sized, sort of on this.
Yes.
There we go. Yeah,
Optical illusion.
You're very tiny.
Beyond tiny.
Oh gosh, that's such a hard
Frosty wants to know, did you have a cameo?
I did not have a visual cameo. I had an audio cameo.
Tell us, we do stories.
Yes. If you watch very carefully during the battle of Helm's Deep, there's an elf that goes off the wall, and I am the screaming elf that falls off the wall.
Really?
That is yes. I went into the sound booth.
That is
and
incredible.
I yelled as I fell off the wall.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Can you give us a sample?
Not in
I
here,
guess you guys are gonna have to.
Because if I had any other cameo, I would have
my
had to play a
God.
Hobbit child.
Oh.
If I was doing a cameo back in the 90s, that would have been,
Oh, that is funny. All right, so guys, go watch The Two Towers and listen for his voice cameo.
Stories to Story want to know, Mark, what is your most precious memory from the Lord of the Rings?
Oh, now we're getting deep.
Yeah.
Now we're getting deep.
Well, one of them was probably not even in New Zealand. When we went to the Cannes Film Festival in May of 2001, before the film, we showed 26 minutes of footage of the movies before they'd ever been seen anywhere, and it was literally like, if it didn't screen well, the world press, everyone, it would have been very, very bad. And we showed the footage, and it was literally like a shot heard around the world, and it was so gratifying because you realize in that moment what we had the potential to achieve. So
Right.
we went through the rest of the editing with this great, head of steam, which was great.
Now, what was the footage that was shown?
It was mostly the cave troll fight
Oh,
from
of
Moria,
course.
and then it was
Really?
bookended by some Hobbiton stuff and by some Two Towers in Return of the King.
Oh my
footage.
gosh.
Yeah,
Well, no
Wow.
wonder.
for sure.
Wow.
Like, just show them all the best parts. What was your favorite location? Foreign Rose wants to know.
The sad secret is I didn't get to go to as many of the locations as I really wanted to because I was always desk bound. But probably Paradise Glenorchy, which is where Amon Hen was shot, where Aragorn, and Legolas and Gimli battle a bunch of the Uruk-hai as Frodo's making his getaway. That was probably it was a New Zealand national park, and it was beautiful. Beautiful.
Joff wants to know, Mr. Joff Brown says, what has this whole experience taught you? Have you walked away with any lessons learned or anything
Sure.
that you would like to share with us?
Yeah, I mean, basically, when you have a moment in life where you have a real conviction and passion for something, you should see it through. Because there were moments, I mean, here, as we sit here in this year,
Preach.
you can see how wonderful the Lord of the Rings is, but there were many times early in the process where it was not as sure. And where it's always easier to just say, this is hard, I'm facing resistance, I'm going to get in trouble, if this fails, I'm going to stop. Don't ever stop. If you have a conviction, because they're rare, and if you have them, you need to pursue them.
And I think that's funny because I think a lot of people, they say, I want to be an actress, I want to be a director, and they're always like, well, I'm so depressed, I'll never get there. And I'm like, you know, a lot of people that are actually in the industry still have those feelings of failure and of self-doubt
Yes.
and of worry. And I'm like, guys, we're all like, we're
Yeah.
all the same.
No, it's about
So that should encourage you
You have to
guys.
channel whatever your insecurities, whatever your fears are. You have to just find a way to channel them into productivity, because being insecure and scared will never achieve anything. And it really is just a state of mind. You have to turn the key.
It's tough though. It's really tough, but you guys can do it. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
absolutely.
Take that inspiration, soak it in like a sponge right now. All right, Becca wanted to know, what was your favorite of the movies? If you had to choose, I know that's probably
Yeah, no.
Are we
I mean-
discussing the trilogy or is this The Hobbit?
They're both trilogies.
Okay, let's do the Lord of the Rings trilogy
Right.
favorite, and then let's do a Hobbit favorite.
Well, the funny thing is, it's probably the middle film of each. Probably the Two Towers for Lord of the Rings and Desolation of Smaug for The Hobbit, if I had to guess.
The middle.
Yeah, well, you know why? Well, the Two Towers is for a really obvious reason. The middle film is always the hardest, and during the post-production, it was really challenging for Peter and Fran and Philippa and the editorial team to make that movie as fantastic as it turned out to be. And when something is hard and then it turns out well, it's very satisfying.
Yes, it is.
And even though I had nothing to do with the Hobbit movies, I personally just really dug Desolation of
Desolation
Smaug.
of
I mean, I
Smaug.
dug them all,
Me
but
too.
if I had to give one, if I only get one vote per trilogy, then I'll pick that.
I really enjoyed that one too.
Yeah.
I think it was Smaug that really saved it with the whole Bilbo scene. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my god, the book.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
perfect.
I liked The Return of the King.
Yeah.
I
No,
think
Return of the
the
King,
best.
awesome. I mean, I cried my eyes
Oh
out.
my gosh. Seriously. The feels, everyone knows what the feels were like.
Yeah.
Tears were flowing. Crazy. Oh, Yvonne says thank you for your advice.
Oh, it's my
So
pleasure.
isn't that wonderful? We get to walk away with some oh, you're so inspiring.
Yeah. Well, I've been very I'll tell
Hashtag
you,
inspiring.
Yeah, I've been very, very fortunate to be granted opportunities that I've seized. So I know for a fact that you have to seize these things. I mean, I live in Los Angeles. I work in the movie industry. I get great artists and creative people in my orbit. So it's even more incumbent upon me to take chances because I live in opportunity. So yeah, so if you don't, you should just think of it. If you're not living in opportunity, you have a smaller stage. That's okay because there's actually less fear because you've got less to lose in that environment.
Exactly.
It's true. It's so true.
Yeah.
Words of wisdom from Mark Ordesky.
That sounded like a radio show there for a minute.
It's beautiful.
Speaking of inspiration, Leia wanted to know what inspires you. Does music? Does film? Does
Right.
books? Does
Yeah.
nature?
Sure.
Does
honestly,
yoga?
Yeah. What inspires me, I mean, I really love artistic people. I love actors, writers, directors. The real reason I'm in the movie business is because I like to fall in love with creative people. And I like to, I'm at my best when I'm an advocate on behalf of artists. I live for the appreciation of artists. That's what really gets me going. So
Right.
that's what motivates me. And that's why I'd met Peter Jackson in the mid-1980s when he'd made his first film, and he and I became friends, and I fell in love with him. And so that's why The Lord of the Rings was very natural to happen.
Wow.
That's very cool. Very cool. All right.
Refreshing, they said. Very refreshing. Well, that's a simple question. Mark, how are you so amazing?
Oh no.
That's a very simple question right there.
I think honestly, I'm the most important thing is I'm naturally enthusiastic, which I think is important, and I'm very conscious of gratitude. You know, that's an important thing to do. Be mindful of things that have turned out well for you, and really embrace that. But yeah, gratitude and enthusiasm will get you a long, long way.
Yes. I'm taking notes. I hope you guys are taking notes too. Did you see that question? That was a really
That
good
was
question.
a really good question. I'm sorry.
Stories to stories.
I'm.
Who
Oh,
said it?
oh, did it?
Yeah.
Was it the Similarian one?
Yep.
Someone asked, do you think that if the Similarian was turned into film, would it be better to be shown as a television series or a film?
If it ever were to happen, I would vote for film. I mean, you see what happens with miniseries like True Detective or House of Cards. I mean, I think it would probably have to be, maybe. I mean, it all depends on how much of the story you're going to try to pull out, but it's
Right.
really rich material, dense, and rich.
Yes. I wouldn't know where to end the TV part
No,
of it.
no,
I'd be
you'd
like,
have
"How
to
does
you'd
this
have to
end?"
pick a character or characters and thread through that.
Right.
I mean, even on Lord of the Rings, whenever Peter was editing and whenever we got into the weeds editorially, it was always came back to how is this either about Frodo or does this relate to Frodo? Like if Aragorn and Legolas and Gimli are doing something over here, does it connect some way narratively?
Right.
So if you're doing the Silmarillion, you'd have to find something that connects. Maybe not something as obvious as one character like Frodo, but yeah.
Was there any other like frustrating moments that happened during the Lord of the Rings where you're just like, God, it was just that one scene that just, it got me good, and we sat on it for days? Like, was there any other points like that happened?
I can't remember for sure because
Specifically.
Peter, it was more the example, because Peter is so thorough in how he shoots that it's rare that he doesn't. Now, I remember, this doesn't answer your question, but it's a fun story.
Fun stories are good. They love it too.
At the end of Two Towers, after the Battle of Helm's Deep, and we were looking at the cut, and there was the studio actually had this note. It'd be great if there was like a hero moment where like everyone was either on their horses or everyone was just sort of saying, oh, well, the battle is over, but the war is still to come, and we thought, oh, no, we can't shoot that. Everyone's scattered to the winds. And then Peter said, well, no, we did shoot that. We have that already. He'd already had it. Only he remembered that we had already shot it. So everyone was like,
It's
wow.
been 88
so
years.
That's the thing. Peter has phenomenal stamina and creativity and endurance and intelligence. So yeah, we had already, so the very thing we wanted, we already had. It was hiding in
amazing.
plain sight in some editing.
Felt so good too. You're
Yes.
like, we do.
And then you just plugged it in right there, and it's like, damn, that works well. I wonder why.
Yeah. That's what's cool about the Lord of the Rings, I think, especially for the Lord of the Rings, because I think the cast and the crew were so well knitted together. I think everyone had their strong points and everyone else helped each other in the weaker points. Like everyone had such a good connection, I feel like.
And New Zealand, you can't underestimate
The Kiwi.
making the films in New Zealand, far from the sort of maddening crowd of like, listen, I've made films in Hollywood, in London, New York, and you're blessed to make a film wherever you make it. But to make a film in New Zealand in 1999, 2000, and have that, it's basically having the entire nation support you and not having this sort of gossip that can sometimes get involved with people making big movies. It enabled everyone to really sink into the process and be confident.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so it was very special.
Yeah. The Kiwis are awesome. They're
For
so
sure.
like laid back and
Yeah.
hardworking. It's wonderful that.
And I married one.
You did.
Hello! We have another
This
special
is my
guest.
husband, Sala.
Yes. Yes. How's it going?
Hey guys.
How are ya?
Sala, you need to sit
You ready
down
to-
in this chair.
No, you
Pop
guys
in
do
here.
your little thing. I just want to come say hi to
All right.
my good friend Mac.
Yes,
Been
indeed.
neglecting me for a while.
Oh, see what he does? See what he does? He totally turns it around on me.
Well, they're excited to see you in the
I
chat
miss
box.
you.
miss
But
you, baby.
I'll see you soon.
Okay.
I love you guys. But
Oh,
that
thank
parody
you.
was hilarious.
Thank you
Never
so
seen
much.
it before, and love it.
We'll say hello to the camera because they'd love to see you.
See you soon.
All right, well, we'll let you go soon, but one
All
of
right,
the
cool.
questions was, I remembered it, gotcha. Other than Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
what other films are you really proud of and are some of your favorites that you've been a part of?
Let's see, other than Lord of the Rings, of the films that I made, probably Dancer in the Dark, which was Lars von Trier, which is a film that ironically was probably harder to get greenlit than The Lord of the Rings was.
What?
It's funny, sometimes it's easier to get a $200 million film made than like a $12 million film made. But that film was New Line Cinema's first Palme d'Or, which is the top prize at the Cannes Film Festival. The studio had never gotten it. And the reason it was my favorite is in 1987, 88, when I was working at Republic Pictures and I saw Bad Taste, Peter Jackson's first film, for the first time and vowed I would work with him someday. I saw
Oh my
Lars.
God, that's so cool. Destiny.
No, and I saw Lars von Trier's first film, Element of Crime, that same year. And when I left Republic, which was a video company, I took these two videotapes with me to New Line, Element of Crime and Bad Taste. And in a I'm a terribly earnest person, if you haven't figured that out yet. And I took these tapes, and it was 1988, and I was like 4 or something, and I said, someday I'm going to make a film with each of these guys.
Yes.
And it's going to be awesome. And I was full of total like bravado and
Way
like
to go.
you know, yeah, and I did. So that one is
Fabulous.
probably the other one of the 60, 70 movies I've done. That would probably be the one that
Wow.
comes first to mind.
Well, thank you so much for the stories. They love you.
Oh,
they say you're
pleasure.
Inspiring. That they want to make their dreams come true.
You should. You totally should.
So thank you so much, Mark.
It's
it was
my
such a pleasure.
pleasure.
It
My
was wonderful
pleasure.
just talking with
Thank
you.
you
Thank
so
you
much,
so
and
much.
thanks everyone. Take care.
Where can
You
they
can
follow
me
you?
It's
Yes,
very
follow
simple.
him.
At Mark Ordesky on Twitter.
We will follow you too.
Awesome. Look what I will be saying.
Enjoy the party.
Take
Enjoy.
care.
Have fun.